Welcome, everyone, to the La+Jolla+Cosmetic podcast. I'm your hostess, Monique Ramsey. Today, I have a fun person for you to meet, and you might have met her in the office in the past. She has worked in our med spa as a medical assistant, but she's really our marketing assistant, and she specializes in clinical photography and makes sure that the software we use for you as a patient to learn and see your before and afters is called TouchMD, and it's for our consultation, for imaging, and she's there to make sure that that functions seamlessly and flawlessly for you at home. So when you're in the office, you would be having your consult or you're coming for a follow-up, we're going to use that software. And then as well as when you're at home, you can have the myTouchMD app on your phone. So welcome, Krissy. Good to see you.
Thank you so much for having me, Monique.
So tell us a little bit about your role at La+Jolla+Cosmetic and sort of your background a little bit.
A little bit about my background. I'll start there. As you mentioned, I was a medical assistant recently with La+Jolla+Cosmetic, getting started here. Really, that role was I was a previous medical assistant at other practices, but the role was to help me really get a handle on the best type of software to use for everybody in the practice, because clinical photography is probably one of the most important aspects of everything we do, from the surgery center to the med spa. And getting everybody from the doctors to the clinical staff support and patients using the same type of communication with this software has been the most amazing thing. It fell into my lap. I've worked with TouchMD a little bit, trickling over the years. I've been in aesthetics for 10 years in different parts of the practice, from management to medical assisting and now marketing, helping Monique as our chief creative officer do almost anything she asks.
Yeah, and you do that very well, by the way.
Specifically here at La Jolla, though, it's really emphasized on photography management here. We have at least 12 different providers in the med spa. There's 6 in our surgery center. We're taking photos with every single patient. So that's a lot of incoming photos that patients either want to have access to or that we use for educational purposes. And so having a great system to help me manage those, from getting the consent to putting it together to educating the patient, is what I love doing here at La+Jolla+Cosmetic.
Well, and I think, your background, it like lends perfectly to all the different things you do for everyone. And I think also, most of us probably all of us at La+Jolla+Cosmetic have been a patient at some time or other. So today, Krissy, you're going to talk about TouchMD, what it is, how we use it in the office, whether you're coming in for your consultation or you're seeing your before and afters later, or you're at home. So what does the patient actually, when is their first sort of interaction with TouchMD? And feel free to start sharing your screen whenever you're ready.
Yeah, honestly, awesomely, TouchMD is one of the first things you get to experience when you walk into the office. It has, we use it also as a playlist. So when you come into the office, we normally have TVs, in the treatment rooms, but also in the waiting room. And all the content that you see on those TVs is ran through TouchMD playlist. There is a number of things on there, from educational pieces from the manufacturers themselves, like Allergan or Galderma, or different types of breast procedures, but we also put a lot of our marketing material on there. We put before and afters up on there as well. So if you're waiting in our waiting room for a procedure and then you happen to look over, and you actually get a chance to see what your results might look like just by looking at the TV or just by being in our environment, right? Botox is a great example. I love showing people Botox before and afters because they're so amazing. The next step that you would the next step that you would interact with TouchMD in our office is right when you go back to the treatment room. Like I said, photos are very important in our office. From little changes to small changes, tracking each step of your procedure is really important. So the first thing we do is open TouchMD to take your photo. Let me actually pull something up and I can show you what that looks like.
Great.
So this is called the console, TouchMD console. And This is something you have access to at home, but this is also how we get you to your photos. Let's just say you're coming into the office for the very first time. We would pull up consult, and maybe you've never met your provider before, or maybe you just wanted to see a couple of their before and afters. I'll be able to show you very quickly just by pulling up one of them. This is Miss Julia, who's amazing. You can get some quick information about her, listen to a couple of her podcasts, and see some before and afters from procedures she's previously done. And this is just at a glance, right? But after maybe introducing you to your provider, we would definitely go make sure that you have an account so that we can take your before and after photos. I'm going to pull up a patient. Actually, she's an employee. She has a great account. She takes so many before and after photos. So this is Barbie, and she is a great candidate to show you. You can see she gets frequent treatments, June 9th, June 12th. And like I said, tracking each treatment is very important. So in here, we would go open up our Snap, do our little session, and let's just say you're a returning patient and you wanted to see what your results look like from last time. We would show you just as easy as this. And from here, we can really take a look at the results. And I'm pretty sure she had Morpheus in this treatment.
Yeah, she did. I think
Morpheus and a little bit of filler in her chin, I could tell. But what an amazing result, in a way that we could really show our patients, hey, this is a difference. Because even though it's subtle changes, looking at these before and afters, you could really tell what those subtle changes did to her skin. Mm-hmm. So when we're looking at ourselves in the mirror every day, we actually don't really notice those things until you're looking at your before and afters.
Right.
Barbie likes to share too. So if I wanted to give this to her on her patient app, all I have to do is click save, make it visible to her, and now she can show all her friends and family her beautiful before and afters.
That's cool. Okay.
Yeah.
So here's an example of, again, you're bringing up for the patient their before and afters, and then you can have them share it. You can share it to them for their own app, and then they can share with friends and family, or just to look at and admire the great handiwork. So in the consultation in the office, so you can use the TouchMD app when describing a procedure to look at other patients. Like, say we were interested in before and afters of lip fillers or something. So that's something that you can show to the patients, so they can get a better idea of what a filler might do?
Absolutely. So let's just say Miss Barbie came in and she's like, I love my results, but I want to try a different procedure. I'm just scared of what it might look like. And just say it's Botox, because that's a really typical one that people get nervous about. I would pull up this page for her and then just show her all the natural looking results that can be achieved. These are all of our own patients.
Oh, that's great. So it's
different angles.
So people who are worried about being overdone or expressionless or something. So this is really showing them, here's some ideas of how it's going to help you. Yeah, that one right back there with all those horizontal wrinkles. There.
One of my favorite results.
You can compare though, because some people have those and other people have more of the 11s or some other part that's bothering them. So,
and people get scared about their expression or their facial, little quirks that they have. And this really shows you that the treatments that we do, we really try to keep you natural looking as possible. Like, she still looks excited. She still looks surprised. She just is not animating as much,
right? And having
her upper forehead.
All those wrinkles, exactly. Mm-hmm. And so, so it's a great tool for that. Then look at all the lips. Okay, show us some lips.
Lips, lasers, there's so many.
Oh, and that's good because it shows you sort of right after what it looks like. So people
just depending on the patient, we take photos right before the treatment, right after, and then hopefully at a follow-up appointment.
Okay. Yeah. That's good. So then let's now move over to, you've gone home and maybe you're thinking about a procedure, or you want to look back at your own app and look in and see what's inside. So if you could sign us in like we're at home on our phone in the myTouchMD app, then everybody can kind of see.
Absolutely. And that's one of the first things I usually ask patients to do after I take their photo, because we obviously take a lot of photos of ourselves every day, selfies. But I was like, if you really want to have access to your at-home photos or anything like that, it's best if you download the app so that I can make sure that you can carry them wherever you want. And I'll show you exactly what that app looks like right now. TouchMD is great because it travels with you to whatever practice you're at. Obviously, we have a huge practice, a surgical center and a med spa. So if you see one of our doctors and our med spa, you're going to have access to all of those in the same account. I absolutely love that. You don't have to go downloading 10 apps or making 10 different logins or anything like that.
So if you're seeing Dr. Riedler for one thing in the surgery center, and then you're up in the med spa seeing Julia, you would have all of that, all those pictures at your fingertips, really.
In the palm of your hand. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. And so if you recall me saying one of the first interactions that you get with TouchMD is the playlist, and that's what you see playing at the top here. So all treatments that we have get represented on a reel, on a loop. There's testimonials on there. Just a lot of great content for you to watch. If there's something that you are watching and you like, you can see the little heart button. Go ahead and heart it. It'll save it to your profile and remind you about it later, because I know we're all forgetful. We're like, wait, what treatment did I want to do? Where did I see this at? So that's really helpful. I love that as part of the patient app. You can see I have access to my before and afters as well. Very easy, right up front for me. We'll tell you the last treatments I had. Let's see, my lips.
Yeah, your lips. Let's see. Share.
Oh, yeah, I was like, is it going to play for me?
Oh, look at that.
I know that was Con. He did such an amazing job.
Yeah, beautiful. Really beautiful. Oh, that's nifty. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes me want to download this app, Krissy. I probably should have. Right?
You really should.
I know. I'm terrible. But no, that's a really great feature. And so really when you're using it at home, you can use it to manage your own procedures that you've had, but you could also then learn about other things while you're in it.
One of the best features that I actually love about it too, give me 1 second. Let's just say I had my lips done and it's after hours and my provider needs a picture of me. This is one of my favorite things. You could just pull up this app and you can see down here, it says add photo. You just got to do a little agreement, and then you can upload your own photo for your provider. So let's just say you were worried about swelling or there was an extra bruise somewhere you thought that it wasn't supposed to be. You just take a picture right here, send it straight to your provider. It goes straight to your portal on our side, and we get notified.
Okay, so that actually brings up a really good point, which is HIPAA, right? So having that secure method of communication with your provider, your surgeon, so that because texting is like, we can text, but that doesn't mean it's secure. And so if it's like texting, but we're doing it through a secure portal. So I think that's probably a huge benefit.
One of the biggest factors when I was choosing a program for us was the HIPAA compliancy. If you're texting, anybody can pick up your phone, especially if it's not locked, and see all your photos or maybe something that was a little bit more of an intimate experience for you. But the app, it's very secure. You can't just pick it up and open it up. You have to have access, usually your face or a password or something like that. So everything is very, very private and secure there.
Now, if I want to share my results with the world, how does it, like if Con says, oh my gosh, Monique, your face is amazing, and this thread I did is like the best thread I've ever done, and I want you to share it. How do I initiate that from my side of the TouchMD, or how does that work? If a patient wants to, be in the before and after gallery, let's say.
I call it our family photo book. If patients, usually we'll ask them, everything is done through TouchMD as well. So I have little Miss Barbie here pulled up, and I'm like, Barbie, your Morpheus photos are so amazing. Can I use those to share with somebody else that might be thinking about the treatment? She's like, yeah, sure, why not? I'll just pop right over in here to consents, assign her our photo release consent, Morpheus. And this is actually done from the practice side. So,
Okay, so
as a medical assistant or the doctor, when you're in the office. And the thing about these consents too, like you can sign them at home. So you can see it's assigned. I'm going to click done. And all I have to do for the patient is pull this up and she can click through, sign things, very easy.
Oh, wow.
And once I assign this, actually, she will be able to see it at home. So let's just say she left the office because she's in a hurry and she's like, I'll sign it when I get home because I don't have time. Once it's in this little section right here, she could just pull up her myTouchMD app and sign it at her leisure.
Oh, good. Okay. Yeah. And then you get notified.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, that's awesome.
I know.
We do love, I think, as a patient and you're thinking about a procedure, the more before and afters you can see of other people who've done it, the better. And certainly you can, like in that one example with the Botox, if somebody's got really deep horizontal lines and they want to see how's that going to affect it, the more before and afters we have in the gallery, the better for those patients. So that means all of our patients also need to be like, yeah, I'll share that because I'm really excited about my result. And so sharing, is caring, whatever they say, but it's like, giving authorization to, and maybe you could say, I would love to share the pictures of the BBL on my chest, but I don't want to show my breast augmentation or whatever it is. Then you can choose by procedure what you'll show, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And TouchMD is pretty awesome. Let's just say it's a facial procedure and you want your eyes blocked out. You don't have to export any of the media to do those simple edits. TouchMD gives you a lot of tools to correct that right there so that there's no waiting period to be sharing these amazing results.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. So let's fast forward 18 months. And I've come in a couple times for Botox, like every 4 months on religiously that I do. And let's say I got Sculptura with Amy and I'm ready for number 2, by the way. But if I want to then see, how long are those images stored in my account?
Indefinitely. So there will always be your images in your account. Let's just say even after the 18 months or you move out of the state or something like that from where we're at, you're always going to have access to those pictures. We don't take them away from you. They're stored in a cloud by TouchMD. So you never have to worry about those pictures going anywhere.
Oh, good. So you always have. So if you really want to compare, how do I look 5 years ago versus today? And you can do that. All right. That's cool. So why do you think, you mentioned at the beginning that photos are so integral to what we do at La Jolla Cosmetic. And why do you think that is so important for the patient experience? And where does TouchMD kind of come into that?
It's a great question. Patient photos are probably one of the biggest factors in the patient journey. When you're getting any kind of procedure from very non-invasive like Botox to a very in-depth surgical procedure like a mommy makeover, there's a process from the consultation to being in the office to being separated from us while you're healing or in that intermediary period to then also coming back to us. And each step of the way, photos really help show you the progress from where you started to where you're going. And I say going because with aesthetics, it's never ending. There's always something we could do, right? Or improve, or let's just say we do a lot of lasers, like that's ongoing. If you took a vacation for 2 months, you're probably in the sun a lot. You're probably going to want to come back and see us, but you're going to say like, oh my God, how much damage did I have before? And if we didn't take a before picture, you wouldn't be able to see the correction that we were able to achieve after. Right. So it's just all about the patient journey and helping them understand how their skin is healing and what their body is capable of.
So it's important, like you as a patient, that you're part of keeping up on those before and after pictures. Because I think it is true what you said, Krissy, like we do forget what we looked like 3 weeks ago because it becomes a new normal. Like, let's say, I remember this with one of our patients who had a thread lift. And she was like, yeah, at first, I kind of thought, okay, well, yeah, it's a little better, I guess, but I'm not really sure. Then she saw her before and after photos at like 16 weeks or 3 or 4 months. And she was like, oh my gosh, I'm blown away. So it even helps you appreciate that what you did, made a big difference.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So getting patients started on the TouchMD app, are you having them download that even before they come in to the office for their consult? Or is that more done at the first visit?
I typically ask them at the first visit when I take their before and after, or when I take their before photos. And specifically because it is a fun app to interact with at home, but not everybody always wants to download extra things prior to a doctor's appointment or anything like that. So for me, I just really like to interact with the patient and the app in front of them so that they know the tools that they have rather than trying to start navigating on their own. Not that it's a hard app to deal with at all, but sometimes it's just a little hand-holding is helpful.
Yeah, I think that's a good point because sometimes we get home, we're like, wait, what did we say? And what's my login? And so getting them set up at the office, I think is great. And
it really takes just a second.
Yeah, it's and like you say, I think having that continuity, especially for our patients who have a surgical procedure and then have a med spa procedure or ongoing procedures in the med spa, you have that continuity where you can go back and look at your photos over maybe even years. So that part's cool. So Krissy, when can our patients expect to get access into this TouchMD environment?
That's a great question. As soon as you come to your appointment in the office and we take your photos, we usually set you up right then. It's as easy as click a send welcome button. You'll get a welcome email. It will have you sign up and you will have access right there within a minute.
Oh, good. All right. Well, this was fun because, I hear you, especially you, because you were helping to implement it and really get people using it more in the office, especially in the med spa. I know our surgeons have used it for many years, but it's really been something that the med spa has adopted. And, I think our patients are loving it. So I'm really glad that you took a moment to come on here and kind of tell our patients the benefits of using it, how we use it in the consult, how you can use it at home. And, so anyway, thanks, Krissy. It was fun to have you as a guest on the podcast.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
All right. Well, if you guys have questions at home and you want, any information about TouchMD, or you have questions about the consultation process, or, you just want to, maybe you've been a patient, but you haven't downloaded the app yet and you just need a little help, we can walk you through it. So I'll have links in the show notes to, all the questions you might have. And then certainly we would love it if you would subscribe for our podcast and turn on your notifications. Our new episodes come out every Tuesday. And then also, if you want to leave us a review, we would love that. And certainly in that review, you're welcome to tell us what topics you're interested in so that we can, put some of those interests into our upcoming episodes. So thanks, everybody, and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
Take a screenshot of this podcast episode with your phone and show it at your consultation or appointment, or mention the promo code podcast to receive $25 off any service or product of $50 or more at La Jolla Cosmetic. La Jolla Cosmetic is located just off the I-5 San Diego Freeway in the Ximed building on the Scripps Memorial Hospital campus. To learn more, go to ljcsc.com or follow the team on Instagram at LJCSC. The La Jolla Cosmetic Podcast is a production of The Axis, THEAXIS.io.